Good afternoon, friends. What's up? So everyone ready? Good afternoon, Bundavani, Nupur, Kritika, Deep. Am I audible to all?
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon, Deep. Good afternoon, Pragyan. So am I visible and audible to all now? Good afternoon, Nupur, Saloni, Harsh. So I think you people got this idea up to this temperate forest. I think we did this temperate forest part also. We completed, yes, Rahul Jain. So we completed this chlorophyll, right? Yes or no? We had to discuss this last part of temperate forest and boreal forest. So the last part of temperate forest is all about temperate rainforest. Okay, what about the homework? I think I gave you that REDD plus now. Not about the wine movie and the rest was. What was the homework? Anyone?
Sir, you asked for which organization releases that global forest report.
Yes, so I think that answer was given by this Pragyan.
Yes, sir, answer was given already.
So, okay, so have you searched for that I? At least you might have Google searched it or not. This global forest report and this REDD plus. We will cover this both in our next lecture. Okay. The reason being that today we have very short time. It is only till 4, that so I have to cover a bit. So we will do it in our next class. Yes, per capita forest area in India. I think you might have even searched for it. And we were discussing about the wine famous in those Mediterranean area, right? Because of the grapes, the citrus fruits which are found in the chapels there. I hope you remember the last class. Yes or no? Yes, 0.008 per hectare. Okay, this is the data from you. 0.008 per hectare is the per capita forest area in India. Okay, I'm not aware of it. I will cover all these things in next class. So today we have some paucity of time. Yes, global I know. Global is 0.54 hectare. Yes, 0.5 hectares per capita. That I know. And Indian per capita forest is way lower than the global average. And even the productivity or the yield of Indian forest is way lower than the productivity of global average. Okay, I remember it is approx 0.5. I've read it somewhere, it is 0.5. I will give you exact data later. So let us start with the temperate rainforest now. Temperate rainforest. So as I told you in this figure, in that world map, I showed you the temperate forest which is lying between 30° and 60° north and south. 30 and 60° north and south. So the region where the rainfall is abundant is specifically on the eastern coast, like the China east coast, like this US East Coast and usually on the eastern coast. These basic region in China, it is kind of a bit of monsoon, and they are in temperate region. So it is in northeast part, like near Manchuria. Though Manchuria is plain, but near Vladivostok, near about that region, we have some forest, which is tropical rainforest. And same in case of USA. Okay, it is found in large islands in the mid latitudes, like the lower part of Greenland also has got some kind of, but lower part of Greenland is tiger, sorry. So some large islands and west coast of continents. Okay, so some part in the east and rather more on the west, like California part and this European part. Okay, so the vegetation type of temperate rainforest is limited to western coast of the continent and large island in the mid latitude, where precipitation is more than 150 centimeter per year. And this precipitation has to occur at least for 10 months out of the 12 months. Then only it is rainforest, na? Because the rainforest actually means that there is rainfall throughout the year. Okay, so at least 10 months of rainfall of more than 150 centimeter per year on usually the mid latitude western coast. The vegetation type here is of the temperate rainforest. So because of the rainfall and being in the mid latitude, they are cooled round the year. Okay, but the temperature is always above freezing. That is always above 0 degree centigrade. The temperature here is always above the 0 degree centigrade. So a bit of taiga conditions are there. A bit of taiga, not this boreal or taiga, but a bit lower than this taiga condition. Okay. Then frequent fogs, because high temperature. If you have heard about the Newfoundland area, Newfoundland on the northeastern coast of USA. So that region is very much having this fogs and humidity. Okay, so the fogs and humidity permit the growth of large evergreen trees because of they reduce this amount of freezing tendency. They reduce the freezing temperatures. So they provide adequate amount of moisture. So this leads to growing of evergreen trees. And most of the world's oldest and largest trees are in this temperate rainforest. Example being redwood. Redwood. And yes, eucalyptus is also an example. So have you heard about the name redwood? I think you might have heard the name of world oldest tree somewhere. Anyone?
तो मत करना यूपीएससी तो मत करना नीचे से जाते हम इसे नहीं करेंगे
Is someone else speaking in between us? Okay, wait a minute.
अरे खड़ी होके एक बारी कर ले कार्टून
I have asked the technical team, they will soon do this. Okay. So let's Methuselah. What is this Methuselah, Savina? Is this the oldest tree in the world? What I have heard about is the oldest tree is in Yellowstone National Park of US, which is a kind of redwood. This I have read somewhere.
खाना खा रहे हो
Okay, now I did it. I didn't know I can do this. Okay, so now I have muted it. So Google says Mithul Sela. Okay, might be yes. Californian redwood is quite famous, Minu, and I read it somewhere that these are one of the oldest trees in the world. Okay, the redwood is the right example, and I'm not sure about its being the oldest. Yes, but they are one of the oldest trees found in Yellowstone National Park of US, and it is quite famous. I have read it somewhere in GS. Then any question you have? Okay, so I think temperate rainforest is done now. Let us move towards the boreal forest. Any problem you have? Any question you people have? From the last class or from this class or from any other class, if you have got any question, do ask it. Okay. Okay, then come to boreal forest. So boreal forest is all about the third type that I told you. The third type of forest, which is found on this very dark green, on the very northern fringes. See this part, this whole part is the polar region, where we have frigid temperature or sub-zero temperature throughout the year. Thus it is called frigid zone or the polar zone. Just below this, see between 60 to 70 degrees centigrade, we have taiga zone. Okay, we have taiga zone, and in this taiga zone, we have conditions almost closer to polar region, but the temperatures are above 0 degrees centigrade for a particular duration of year. Okay, in taiga zone, we have temperature above 0 degrees centigrade for particular duration of a year. So some characteristic features of boreal forest or north coniferous forest or taiga forest are, these are the names: boreal forest, taiga forest, or north coniferous. They are coniferous, they are in this shape, right? They are in this shape. And you might have seen that Christmas tree is also in this shape. So that culture is basically from that coniferous forest area of celebrating Christmas. And this is conical because when the snow falls, even its leaves are conical. So they shed down that they help the snow to fall down. Okay, this helps the tree to shed down the snow, and this helps tree to stand straight. So no such burden of snow is there. Otherwise, those round trees, they will have kind of burden of snow at least in this position. So they have no such load of snow, and they shed it down, they shed any such load, and this is the peculiarity or specialty of coniferous trees, right? So they are found in two broad continental belts: North America, Europe, and Siberia. So North America is that part of US, okay, that northern part, and then for Russia it is the Siberian part, and for Europe it is only about those Scandinavian countries, Finland and Sweden, and one more, Norway. Only these three countries. And you know Greenland is part of which country? Greenland is part of which country? Greenland, largest island on the world, on the earth. No, it's not the part of Canada. It's territory of Denmark. It's territory of Denmark, or you can say it's a colony of Denmark. But rather, territory would be the right word because colony was a term of past. So territory is the right word, and Denmark is the parent country for this Greenland, right? So Greenland has this forest, this boreal forest, largely this boreal forest, because Greenland is something like this, okay, a triangular shape, and this part is only, this part is green, where hardly few villages are there. Rest whole part is completely frigid, okay. So, but yes, Rohan, Rohan, are you new one here, Rohan Vankar?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so you are today new. Okay. So Rohan, you have to bear a bit with us because we are about to finish the forest part.
Okay, sir.
Okay. Then we will start with the grassland ecosystem, and we actually are talking about. Let me give you a bit idea. We actually talking about types of ecosystem. If we are talking about terrestrial ecosystem, then we will talk about aquatic ones. Rohan, please mute your mic. Okay. Rohan,
Okay, sir.
disturbance is there because of some disturbance there. Okay. So terrestrial ecosystem, we have forest ecosystem, we have desert, we have grassland, and we have mountain. So right now we are talking about the forest ecosystem. Then mountain is not that much to be considered. So we'll talk about desert and grassland then. So we are right now talking about forest, and forest has got three types: tropical, temperate, and boreal or taiga. We are discussing right now boreal. Don't worry, we will complete it for you later. Now we will start with grassland. So, Rosana, you have any question? Coming to boreal, sorry for the disturbance. Adequate moisture says as per the requirement. Which part, Saloni? I didn't get it. Saloni, can you please use your mic, Saloni, if possible?
Okay.
Saloni, please put your question in a clear manner. Rohan, please mute your
Sir,
mic. Yes.
sir, in boreal forest, there is written they require cold climate and adequate moisture. So, adequate moisture says that is it like as per the requirement they opt it or as per the locality location?
I didn't get your question. Be clear. What it is there, the snow is there, then moisture will definitely be there. Fog is there, so it helps in condensation over the leaves, and thus adequate amount of moisture is already there. What you are talking about?
Got it, sir.
So snow is there, right? You might have seen forests with snow, but it is for a short duration. The snow is for very short duration. That is between that October to Fab, only that duration. For the larger part of year, temperatures above 0 degrees centigrade, but below 0 degrees centigrade. I don't know. I have told you about this Koeppen classification or not. It is in geography optional, so sorry for using this here. But Koeppen and Trevertha, these are the two people who have classified the world forest or another world's vegetation, and that is done by Koeppen on the basis of precipitation and temperature. Only on the basis of precipitation and temperature, he classified the world forest into five parts: A, B, C, D, and E. A is for near equator, kind of monsoonal, because in India we have this AMW. AMW. A means near equator. Okay. M means monsoonal, and W means winter dry. Okay. So this is India's climate. Rather, we specifically have some Gangetic type of climate, Gangetic. This has been a question in UPSC mains, geography optional. The Gangetic type of climate. So this ABCD, B is for desert, C is for a bit temperate type, D is about tiger type, and E is about frigid type. E is all about the polar climate. So we are right now talking about kind of D region, or you can say between D and E. A is for near equatorial climate, equatorial type of climate. Okay. You need not to know this. It's only no, it's not autumn. Autumn. No, it's not autumn. So it's kind of climate near equator. This has been distributed as per the latitude, if you can see. Equatorial, then subtropical area, desert, then temperate, then less frigid, then complete frigid. Or you can say taiga, then polar. So this is based on this division is based on latitude. So Koeppen has divided the world climate into 32 climates, and this A is there. Then he has divided this A into several sections. 5 sections are there with A, like AMW, AWS, AMS. Okay, monsoon, summer dry, monsoon, winter dry. These kind of climates are there. So AMS nothing, but AMW exists. So we are right now talking about the part between D and E, which is taiga, right? Taiga or boreal or north coniferous. So it has got the temperature The E has got temperature not above 3 degrees centigrade in any part of the year, while D has got temperature less than 10 degrees centigrade throughout the year. Less than 10 degrees centigrade, matlab this will go below 0 also, but it will never go above 10. So the trees here, they are kind of adapted to this condition that snow will be there for a duration of year, but for nearly half of the year's duration will be open sky type, right? So this was just to give you an idea that the temperature here is kind of less than 10 degrees centigrade always. Okay. Then boreal forests extend into lower latitudes when mountain ranges or high plateaus are there. Right? I've told you about the same we see with latitude, the same we see with altitude. So the things near the taiga and polar can be very similar to what at the height of 8488. Am I correct or not? It is 8848, right? 8848, something like this. ये किसकी height है? 8848. Which mountain is of this height? Mount Everest, yes. Yes, sir, Mount Everest. So who were the first two people who climbed this Mount Everest?
Rally and
Which one? No one? One I can tell you, Tenzing Norway. Who was the other one? Yes, Edmund Hillary. Edmund Hillary. And Edmund Hillary, I think, he was from New Zealand, while Tenzing was a local Sherpa from Nepal. So both of these, they climbed this mountain. It was named after. In geography, we have very good concept related to this isostasy. Isostasy, which has been related to the gravity, the gravitational force posed by this rocks of mountain is way less than it is assumed that they will pose on. The gravitational force which is imposed or which is there with the rocks or bedrocks of this Mount Everest is way less than the expected gravitational force if calculated with the density of those rocks which are on the outside. So this concept is in isostasy. Okay. So coming back here, so yes, we can see at the higher range, that is above 4,000 or 5,000 meter, we can see the same conditions as above 70 degree latitude, right? So these kind of boreal forests even can be found in the plateaus or mountain ranges of Mexico, North America, even some parts in India, Himalayan region also. No counterpart of these forests, yes, definitely no counterpart, or there is no south coniferous forest. I have told you the reason. In north, we have got this large land area. Yes or no? We have got this large land area. But in south, when we come to south, there is hardly this is equator. So there is hardly any land area in south. Instead, we have very large amount of water that leads to higher wind tendencies, or high speed winds are going on in the southern hemisphere. While in northern hemisphere, we have large amount of land which provides for this kind of climate that the coniferous forest can grow. Examples are spruce, fir, pine. So this area, the taiga forest, is quite famous for lumbering industry. You know lumbering? I think I've told you this, lumbering. Yes or no? Only one answer? क्या दीप ही सुन पाता है? What about others? Those who don't know, please do ask me. अगर नहीं पता है, I will tell you again and again. Right? So lumbering, yes, Minu, you are right. It is all about the cutting tree for business. Rohan? Okay,
Yes, sir.
it is all about the tree industry. You can say the industry which works on the wood. And largely this area is famous for wood cutting. And here, what they do, whenever the winter comes, they cut the tree, throw it on the riverbed. And this riverbed is frozen in the winter. Whenever the summer or spring comes, the river starts flowing. So the logs, the wooden logs, they come down with the stream to a location where they want, or even they can direct them in a location to a particular location using some kind of mechanical arrangement. That if you will read forestry, then you will come to know. If you give forest IFOS, Indian Forest Services, then you will read forestry. If you take forestry optional, then you will come to know this. Otherwise, a bit of information is okay. So I wanted to tell you something else here. Yes, one more movie. The movie of okay, I even don't know the name. What was the name of that star from? Must tell me the name of that movie which was on the ship, based on a ship, Titanic. Now, what was the hero of that Titanic movie? Who was the hero? Who got the Oscar recently? I don't remember his name. Yes. Leonardo Capri now. So that Leonardo Capri has acted in this uh, Reverend or something. The movie was for this Nobel was given to him. Oh, sorry, Oscar was given to him. Anyone? What was the name of that movie?
Revenant.
Revenge.
Revenant.
Okay, Reverend. Okay, Reverend. I'm not very good at remembering names, but because the movie got the Nobel. Oh, sorry, I'm confused. Kind of. Movie got the Oscar, so I read the story and watched that trailer. Then I came across few things in that movie where I found that the entire region shown was actually that taiga, kind of taiga region, boreal forest region, because snow was there. Okay, and even Alaska is quite the region having boreal forest. So if you have seen something on Alaska, then also yes, Revenant. Yes, Revenant is the name. Now I got it. Until unless I get the correct thing, I do not remember it. Now it is in my memory. Revenant was the name, and Leonardo DiCaprio was the actor. So in that movie, yes, the survival skills of this man is shown, and this is shown that how harsh the climate in those regions is. Okay, how harsh climate is there. Rohan, please mute your mic.
Okay, sir.
Okay. So I think now this first part is done. Any doubt you people have got? Now you have a new homework today. Your parents will ask me that what I am giving. Yes or no? You start watching movies, then you say, "Sir has said we have to check about the types of wine," right? What was the third thing yesterday we were talking about? One was the movie, one was wine, and third was
Asphalt.
yeah, game. Yes, we were talking about the game. Oh, again, remember. So till now everything clear. Apart from the jokes, till now everything clear. To all Kumari Vandita, I think you are also new. Kumari Vandita. Okay, I can see some new names here. AKK. Who is this AKK? At least you can take your first name right, so that I can take your name. AKK is kind of awkward. Then Amruta, Brindavani, Deep, Harini. Is that clear to all? Sophia, Rahul, Ritvika?
Sir,
Excellent. Okay. Yes, Deep.
sir, I have one doubt regarding
Yeah.
retrogressive ecosystems, right?
Okay. Retrogressive ecological
Okay.
succession.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So,
Yes.
sir, you said according to it, the Amazons are turning into savannas, grasslands.
Hmm.
Okay. So,
Hmm.
the ecosystem which will come after succession, which will be more stable, will be named as climax species, right? So,
Definitely.
will the savanna will be the climax species here?
Definitely, it is the climate species in Africa or not. In savanna climatic
Yes, sir.
region, the grasses are the climate species. Even they are believed, I think I have told you this, even the savannas which are there in Africa, see, let me draw a map of Africa first. Okay, so कुछ ऐसे ही समझिए ना. So this is Africa and we have got kind of this area is covered by tropical rainforest, largely tropical rainforest. This shaded region is largely that savanna region, outside the tropical rainforest. So this region is not getting the adequate amount of rainfall, and thus this is because of this that the trees are not, or you can say trees are very less in density. Hardly one tree per kilometer square area. This is the kind of density of trees in this region. The reason being they do not have adequate amount of moisture, they do not have adequate amount of nutrition which is required. Forest fires were quite prevalent. So either because of the forest fire caused naturally or forest cut by men, these places are to be believed to become this grassland, and it is believed that they were earlier forests. They were earlier forests, but now they are grassland. Same can happen to Amazon also. This is Amazon, right? Here we have this Amazon. So if today we have forest here, we have adequate amount of moisture. With increase in global warming, more amount of moisture will be there in the atmosphere, so it will not come to the earth. So the paucity of moisture will be there at this place, and the forest fire, with the tendency of forest fire occurring in the past few years, being the hottest year in history of Earth, 2016, 17, 18, these are being the continuously hottest year. So given this kind of temperature increasing, forest fire increasing, moisture decreasing, definitely the trees will give way to grassland. And when the adequate amount of moisture will not be there, so trees will slowly be replaced by the next species of grasses. So grasses will become the climax species in that particular surrounding. Yes or no, Deep?
Okay, sir, means in retrogressive, even though if the it is degrading, the second species which will come, that will be known as climax because it is more stable,
Definitely,
right?
it will come known as the climax species.
Okay, okay. Thank you, sir. Got it.
Look. So for those who are new, now we are completely at the level, so everyone can now understand. And now if anyone has got any problem, both the new and old ones, I think Kiran is new, Rohan is new, anyone else? I can see few
Yes,
names.
sir. I'm also new.
Yes, Kumari Vandita, yes.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So till now I think I'm clear, Kumari. If not, आगे से हो जाऊंगा, because you have to start from here. Okay.
Yes,
So
sir.
for India, what the government has accepted, or what we follow, is the classification of forest by champion and state. You will learn this, that in India we follow the champion and state classification of forest, who have divided the India's forest into 16 types. 16 types. Champion and state, six groups are there, but 16 total types are 16. They can be grouped in six more groups, but total types are 16, is classified by champion and state. Right? It was done in 1968. The first one is all about moist tropical forest, which include the wet evergreen, dry evergreen, semi-evergreen, and sorry, not dry. Dry evergreen and dry tropical. It is wet evergreen, semi-evergreen, moist deciduous, and littoral and swamp. So littoral is and swamp is all about the mangroves, mangroves, and swampy areas we have this the peatlands, right, or the wetlands. Wetlands, they come under this littoral and swamp forest. Then tropical wet evergreen is largely found at 3 places at height on the mount. This Western Ghat. If you have to give idea, okay, this is India, this is Andaman. So here we have this Western Ghat, right? Here we have this Western Ghat. Here we have this northeast, and this is Andaman. So these are the 3 regions where evergreen, tropical wet evergreen forests are found in India. And on the periphery of this, we have tropical dry evergreen forest. Tropical dry evergreen forest. Okay. Then on the periphery of this, tropical semi-evergreen forest. On their periphery, we have tropical moist deciduous forest. Then littoral and swamps are there. Okay. And tropical dry deciduous forest. This is tropical dry tropical forest. So mainly this tropical dry deciduous forest is found in this region. All this and tropical thorn forest is mainly in this region. Tropical thorn forest, because of largely being found in desert, Thar desert area. Dry deciduous is all about that teak, sal. Rather, sal is the main plant, and then we have that chandan. What we call chandan? I don't know the name. That chandan is also yes,
Sandalwood.
yes, sandalwood. Yes, sandalwood. Sorry, I forget names. I'm not very good at these kind of names. So sandalwood. Even red sandalwood is very famous in countries like Japan, and it is the native place is India. So this red sandalwood is in very kind of luxurious items of red sandalwood are in demand. The chessboard is of red sandalwood. You might have heard the name Veerappan. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Yes,
So
sir.
Veerappan is quite a famous name, and he was doing this illegal business of sandalwood in South India. Okay. So this is all about tropical, dry tropical forest. Rest we will discuss some parts in geography, kind of distribution with map. The tropical dry evergreen forest, the same thing. Example, you can take neem, which I gave you earlier. Okay. Then moving on to the next one, montane subtropical forest. So this is largely found in North India. Okay, the North India. It is largely found in North India, and that too in this Himalayan belt. Himalayan belt, because here we have subtropical region. So subtropical broad-leaved hill forest, and subtropical pine forest. Pine is all about that pine doxburgi. The example of pine forest is the trees found here, pine doxburgi. Then subtropical dry evergreen forests are also found in Himalayan region. The trees here are cheed, deodar, all those they are found largely in this subtropical broadleaf hill forest, and most of them are kind of evergreen. Coming to montane temperate forest, montane wet temperate forest, Himalayan. So see, this montane forest is all about rising above 2000 meter. So when we go 2000 to 3000 meter, we have montane wet temperate forest. Then above 3000 we have Himalayan moist temperate, a bit of. Okay, it is almost around 3000. And above 3000 we have this largely alpine type of forest. Above 3000 we have alpine type of forest, and a bit higher we have scrubs only, moist and dry scrubs. So at the highest height we have this alpine scrub. So alpine is all about the type of forest at the very high height or at very high latitudes. Okay, I'm not taking them in very deep because we have taken them a bit in prior sections, and we will be covering them in geography also. So this is only to give you an idea. Okay. So let's move on towards the forest distribution. So I should rather have given you this ISFR report as homework. Indian State of Forest Survey. Indian State of Forest Survey Report 2019, which has been recently released by Forest Survey of India, giving the idea of forest cover in the entire country. Right? In this map is basically published by this FSI, showing the distribution of forests in India. And this has shown the distribution of all 16 type of forests. This is about no area or no forest or no data kind of thing. But till here we have all those 16 type of forests shown by FSI in the map of India. Right? So largely our forests are concentrated in 2-3 regions. One is Western Ghat, then second is Himalayas, third is Northeast, fourth is Andaman, and a bit in this Chhattisgarh, Odisha and MP region. Okay, Chhattisgarh, Odisha and MP region. So this forest type mapping of India is done based on the type of groups given by Champion State Classification in 1968. Okay. So we have, as per the data given by this Forest Survey of India 2019, we have got 24.56% area under forest. 24.56% area under forest in India. Okay. This includes both the forest cover and the tree cover. Both the forest cover and the tree cover. This is about that 24%, and this can be divided into 3 parts. Rather 4 here are given here, but I will do the 3 classification. Very dense forest, Indian forest can be divided into this kind of thing. Indian forest, very dense forest, moderately dense forest, and open forest. Open forest. These are the 3 divisions given by FSI, or you can say Ministry of Environment, for based on density of forest. Classification of forest based on density. So the forest having more than 70% tree canopy, more than 70% tree canopy are very dense forests. While the forest having 40 to 70% tree canopy, okay, that is the entire area which is forest, of this at least 40 to 70% should be covered by tree canopy. So this is called as moderately dense forest. While the open forests are those where the tree canopy is less than 40%. Is less than 40%. Okay, it is actually between 10 to 40%. Below 10, it becomes scrub kind of thing. So in India, we have got 3.02% of the total area of India. The total area of India as very dense forest. It comes out to be around 8 to 9% of the total forest area. Then 9% of the total area is under moderately dense total forest area, right? So 9% of total area of India is under moderately dense forest. So simple, you can remember this way, that out of 24.56% we were talking about, 3% is very dense, 9% is moderately dense, and rest 9% is open forest. Open forest having tree canopy less than 40%. While scrubs are the forest having very less trees, rather they are scrub kind of vegetation. Shrubs are there. We have those grasses, no? So these are scrub forests having 1.41% of area. So they largely from that pasture land now. They have been converted. So clear till here? Anything you want to ask? Shall I repeat something? If you want me to repeat something, I can. Okay. Those who are new, you can ask anything you want. You can ask n number of times, right? So don't hesitate, and please
Sir,
don't
what is
hesitate.
what is canopy?
Canopy? Okay. So canopy is all about, see that if this is tree, so this is called as canopy cover. This is canopy of the tree. This is canopy of the tree. Right? So if we are having this field, then this is canopy, this is canopy, this is canopy. The trees, wherever the trees we have, this is canopy. Right? From top view, if we are watching from the top, we will see that this area is covered by canopy. So we find out the percentage of area covered by tree canopy. If it is more than 70%, then it is very dense forest. That is, it is something like this. It is something like this. Then if it is covered by trees but lesser number, then it is like this, moderately dense forest. If it is having very less trees, that is above 10% area is under trees, but less than 40% is under trees, then it becomes open forest. Clear to all? You can ask anything. Okay, we have interactive session here, so you don't have to hesitate for anything. Okay, anything else, Kumari, Vandita?
Sir, no, sir. Thank you.
Okay. Anyone else? Saloni, clear? Pooja? Kiran? Komal? Abdul? Sophia? Repeat the classification, sir. 2%, 3%. This topic. Okay, cool. I will do this. तुम लोग क्या मेरे पूछ रहे? You people wait for me to ask you to ask me. Sometimes I feel that you wait. Whether sir will say, then we will ask.
Sir, what is the radius of tree trunk which is considered in this survey? Radius or perimeter or anything?
No, there is no such classification. Rather, if we go in that deep, then we will leave the domain of environment and we will enter the domain of forestry. No trunk diameter is considered here, no tree diameter is considered here, no canopy diameter is considered here. We are only talking about, see, if just the tree from the top view. So definitely some area, this is done by the satellite. So if some area is there, what amount of area, this covered area of this total area. If it is above 70%, then very dense. If it is kind of between 40-70, moderately dense. Very less, kind of open forest. If I start talking about, I know also about a bit about forestry because I have read it, but I do not want to leave this domain and enter that one.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So Vipul, you are asking about the classification. Is this classification you are talking about? We have got 3% very dense forest out of 24%. We have got 3% very dense forest. 9.39 is the moderately dense forest, while 9.2% is the open forest. Okay, these are three distribution of this 24%. Then 1.41% is scrubland. Scrubland, which is not having adequate moisture and largely that dry type of vegetation is there, grasses, dry grasses are there, and they have mainly now converted to pasture land. Pasture land, you know, pasture land fodder for animals. And this is the irony of India. We have got largest population of pet animals, domestic animals, as per the agriculture census, livestock census. 20th livestock census, I think this was there. 20th or 16th, I don't remember exact number. Livestock census recently was there, and as per this census, we have got highest population of livestock, but only 1% of area which we have under pasture, and that too being converted from the grassland. No dedicated area for grass or pasture land is there. Yes, contains stunted trees. Yes, you're right.
The scrubs are considered in forest, or is it considered under grasslands, sir?
Depending upon the vegetation, they are largely not considered under forest, but depending upon the density of trees, they can. If there are adequate number of trees, they can.
Yes, sir.
Okay, it depends totally on the number of trees. I'll give you a definition of forest. So all clear till here? To all, is it clear? So today largely we will be talking about this report only, Indian State of Forest Report 2019. So see, this is a biennial report. Biennial means it comes after every 2 years, right? And it is being published by this FSI, Forest Survey of India. This was made by Britishers when India was a colony, and later it got converted to this kind of institution. Then it is this FSI works under Ministry of Forest and Environment and Climate Change. So this ministry was itself formed in 1985. Okay, earlier it was kind of the Department of Forest and Environment, and then it came into existence in 1985 or 86 something, and later it was made full-fledged ministry, something around here. Okay, and this all was done in the wake of that Bhopal gas tragedy. You know Bhopal gas tragedy? In the wake of this Bhopal gas tragedy, that Environment Protection Act of India 1986 came out. And this act is very much important in our perspective, for perspective of UPSC. Because, okay, if there is some question in exam, they are asking you about some act, and there are rules or orders related to environment. You can at least give a thought to this act, because it has got so much coverage. All the rules of pollution, largely, all the rules related to environment conservation, largely, are covered under Environment Protection Act 1986. It is a kind of umbrella act covering very large domain. Okay, we'll talk about it later. So, methyl isocyanate was a guess. If someone knows, I was expecting this. Okay, methyl isocyanate is 1984, 2nd of December 1984, if I correctly remember, because I have read it somewhere. So now coming to, see, I'm not very good at dates and names. I have told you earlier also. Whatever I remember, I remember. What is MOAS CC, sir? Can you repeat once? It is nothing but, okay, this MOAS CC, okay, you are not aware with this name. It is Ministry of Environment and Forest, Ministry of Environment, Forest and Climate Change. The name for simple Ministry of Environment and Climate Change. Okay, I thought most of you will be aware of it, but sorry, if you are not aware, you can ask it. Not to worry. So it is all about the Ministry of Environment, Forest and Climate Change. Okay. Then the organization has been mandated. See the type of assessment they do. What type of assessment they do, how they find out. So the organization has been mandated to assess the forest and tree resources in the country, including wall-to-wall forest cover mapping in 2-year cycle. Okay, wall-to-wall is basically related to that forest wall or the green walls, because it also consider any forest if it is in their private land. If it is in the private land. Yes, that is what I was telling. Now, wall-to-wall is about they do it from every area, even for the private area. They assess the forest and tree resources of India. Wall-to-wall forest cover mapping in 2-year cycle is done. Wall-to-wall may be related to the private protected walled areas. Okay. So even they do this assessment in private area. Any area which has got 1 acre of land with more than 10% tree cover is called as forest. any area with 1 acre of land and more than 10% area under tree cover, then it can be called as forest, whether it is private or it is public. So wall to wall, it also consider both the public and private things.
So rubber plantations and all those plantations will also be considered as
Yes,
forest?
yes, they can be considered. They are even considered as per the definition of this government.
So,
Yes, Ritika?
isn't this done by using satellites?
Yes, it is definitely done by those satellites. I think the source set is the satellite, na, which takes images and gives us. There is this, if you have heard about remote sensing, GPS-based mapping, all this is utilized. Yes, Rohan?
Sir, if it is satellite, then what is the point of wall-to-wall mapping?
But still, the private, it is not about that they are going wall to wall and then mapping. It is the idea of doing wall to wall mapping. And the name, when the name was there, I think then the satellite was not there. Yes or no?
Okay, sir. Okay, sir. Yes, sir.
So started in 1987, and this year we have got 16th report of ISFR. The National Forest Policy came in 1988, and recently we have this draft National Forest Policy 2018, which is in the pipeline and it is about to come. Okay, draft National Forest Policy 2018 is in the pipeline. Its draft was released by the government, but yet to be fully, the policy is yet to be fully come or recognized or published. The policy is yet to be fully published. The policy is the right word, right? So as per this forest policy, which came in 1988, which is still official policy of Government of India, it aims that India should cover 33% of the land area. India's 33% land area should be under forest. This is our aim. Right now we have 24.56%, and we aim at having 33% area under forest cover. You know, the tribal districts, they have more than 37%. I think there are some 80-90 tribal districts in India, and they have got more than 30% area of their district. 37% the least figure of any tribal district. So more than 37% of the forest cover. Tribal district cover more than 37% of the forest cover. Tribal district cover more than 37% of forest cover. And they are the people who are first to be displaced for any kind of infrastructural projects. Same was the case with that Narmada Valley project, right? Recently, when that Sardar Sarovar Dam was built, Narmada Bachao Andolan was going on. So, seeking all this, the government has to come out with rehabilitation policy. Now, the government has got rehabilitation policy for replacement of these people and resettlement, proper resettlement. So, these are the people having maximum burden but minimum benefits. These are some sentences which we used to write in ethics, that people having maximum burden but minimum benefits. That is, they are having the responsibility, but they do not get the benefit out of any such project. Largely, this benefit goes to the cities, the urban areas. Right or not? So here comes the concept of just and fairness in ethics. Being just, is this a justice? No, it is not. The concept is against justice. Why they have to suffer when others are being benefited? Yes or no? So we should have respect for the people who are living in forest area or the traditional areas, right? Okay. Okay, friends, so I have to finish it today here only because I have some pre-arrangement, engagements rather, some business to do. So we will start it in our next class then. And for next class, you have to read this ISFR report. Okay, ISFR report. So today's class will be a bit short. Welcome you all. I hope you enjoyed the session, and I hope everything is clear. If you have any doubt, you can ask it, or you can also take it in the next class. Okay, but the main thing is do revise. Do revise. Those who are new, please at least watch this video, types of ecosystem, so that I can take you from here. So you can request the management that at least the last class can be given to you, so that you can come up to the level that we are working. In environment, there is nothing like we are talking and you don't know the previous thing. Largely, there is the things are kind of independent. But still, if you can get this idea, then you will know what we have covered, right? So those whoever are new here, please cover this types of ecosystem part, and you can ask any question. Okay. Thank you, Pragyan. Jai Hind.